Welcome to the part 4. We will look at some more questions now. So please subscribe if you're not done. It will help you with AWS, Azure Cloud, and Google Cloud certifications. If there is a company, they are building e-commerce web application and they want this website to be hosted on AWS. So this is an application. This application will send information about new orders, and the company wants to ensure orders are processed in the order they are received. Like if order number 1, 2, and 3, that is the order, then they should be processed. Order 1 should be processed first, then order 2, then order 3. You should not process order 3 first, then order 1, then order 2. There should not be any such thing happening. It should be sequential processing. So, which solution will meet these requirements? So, for us, SQS, anything with SQS, this is meeting our requirements because SQS supports FIFO, first in, first out, and you can decouple. So decoupling means producer is sending data and consumer can consume at the same time, or if you decouple, the data will be in the queue. Consumer can consume when they want. That is decoupling. And this solution is highly scalable and reliable. So A, C, and D are wrong in this context. So A, C, and D are wrong. A because it is using SNS, which is pub sub service. B, it is telling we will use gateway authorizer. So authorizers are for authentication and authorization, not for managing the order flow. And SQS standard C, we want FIFO. Standard queue means it does not guarantee message delivery order. Sometimes order 3 can reach first. Reach means processed first. Consumer can pull order 3 first, then order 1, then order 2. So that guarantee is not there, and this question is clearly telling, boss, I want that guarantee. Here it is clearly saying, I want that guarantee. That is why option B is our answer. So this next one, your company has an application which is running on AWS. It makes use of two components. This is component 1, EC2 instance, and Aurora database, second component. Okay. And you want to minimize operational overhead for credential management. So EC2 instance is talking to database by using username and password that are stored locally in a file. So we all know you should never store passwords in files because hackers will read it from there. See, secrets manager is already meant for that purpose. You keep all your secrets, these passwords, etc., certificates, keys here. It is a central storage for such needs. It is secured. It supports automated rotation. That means after, say, 60 days or 90 days, you can refresh the passwords. Automatic rotation can happen. And it gives you fine-grained control also. Option B is wrong in this case. It is making use of systems manager. See, systems manager can store secrets. It is not that they cannot, but it's not specialized for this purpose. Secrets manager has features like automatic rotation, so that is more beneficial. And S3 bucket is a storage device. It is not for credential or storing credential. If you store in a file the credentials there, hackers will hack it and they can straight away see your password once they get in the S3 system. Encrypted EBS volume, storing credential directly on EBS volume, it is very risky. Risk of exposure is there if that EBS volume is compromised, very difficult to manage and rotate the credentials. So this is also wrong. So option A is our answer. See, there is a company. They have their web application on EC2 instance behind ALB. ALB is the application load balancer. Now, web application has static data and dynamic data both. So the static data they have stored on S3 bucket. So there is a S3 bucket. This is S3. It stores website static data. The company wants to improve the performance and reduce latency for static and dynamic data both. Not only for static but both dynamic also. They are making use of its own domain registered with Route 53. So what should we do in this case? So what we should do is option A. See, whenever I see such requirements, we know that this question is about CloudFront. Okay. So CloudFront is a content delivery network service. It can cache the content at edge locations across the globe. That is how it is giving you lowest latency and high performance. Okay. And with respect to Route 53 configuration, Route 53 is configured to route traffic to CloudFront distribution for the company's domain name. So this ensures all traffic for the website is routed to CloudFront. The problem with A is it is telling we will use ALB as the only origin. So this approach will not leverage CloudFront caching capabilities for static content. See, for static content, nothing is changing. So you need static content, you need caching. You can for dynamic data, you cannot use cache because your data changed. So if you are taking data from cache, cache is stale for dynamic data. Okay. Here, option C, they are telling use global accelerator. See, global accelerator will improve latency, uh, but it adds complexity. So primarily why we use to optimize connections. We don't use this for managing CDN traffic. For CDN traffic, we already know we should use CloudFront. And then D is saying we should use two separate domain names. So one for static and one for dynamic. So then the user experience will not be very good. And for website management, additional effort would be required. So that is why option A should fit the bill in this case. Now, there is a company, they perform monthly maintenance of its AWS infrastructure. They like, I have seen a lot of projects, worked on a lot of projects where AWS is there. So they have dedicated team to do that. But during the maintenance activity, the company needs to rotate the credentials for its RDS. Rotate means it has to refresh it. Yeah, like give a message and tell boss, please change your credential, give a new credential. And you want to do this with least operational overhead. How would you do it? See, we should do it using Secrets Manager. We already told AWS has a service called Secrets Manager. All your passwords should be refreshed there. Now, this Secrets Manager has a feature for password rotation, or we can say rotation of the credentials. Automatically, it will happen. You just set what duration you want, 60 days or 90 days, and it will rotate the keys. So this is our answer. So Secrets Manager, it's a purpose built for Secrets Manager. It has multi-region replication feature, automatic rotation feature, and it is a least operational overhead. Why? Because it handles the complexity of secret management, including storage automatically. Now, with secrets management, always they will give you an option of system parameter. They will try to confuse you. Now, system manager can store secrets, like we told, but it is not a specialized service for secret management. That's why this will not work because it cannot do automatic rotation. And using secret manager, we can do automatic rotation, which is which has least operational overhead. Your question is clearly telling, boss, give me something which has least operational overhead. Option C is wrong because we are telling we will use S3 bucket with SSC. That means storing credentials in S3 we is not recommended. You should not do it. In a file, if you store it, you will get screwed up man something. And KMS, DynamoDB, and Lambda, it is very complex because you are now using multiple services, so it is not cost effective. It has more operational overhead. Second, if you are managing KMS key and storage secrets in DynamoDB and implementing Lambda function for retrieval and rotation, it leads to very high operational overhead, very high, not small or high, very high. So that is why option A is our answer. It fits the bill perfectly. Secrets manager is born for this purpose. Okay, so this brings us to the end of part 4. This part was uh, handling questions related to secrets manager. But this channel is always dedicated to help you with clearing cloud certifications, AWS, Azure Cloud, Google Cloud. Become a Cloud Kernel member and gain access to a lot of important questions. We will post many more parts for members also. So stay tuned, stay focused, and keep the learning on.